What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Miami Dolphins offense from our game against the Cardinals. I know I normally do defense first, but after the game that Tua had, I wanted to do offense first this week. So, yeah. To look at the numbers first, Tua went 20 for 28, 248 yards, and 2 TDs. Didn't get much of a running game going. Tua had some decent scrambles in this game, especially the one in particular that we'll get into. As far as receivers go, Devontae Parker had a pretty good day, as usual. Preston Williams had that fantastic touchdown, but unfortunately he did hurt his foot. When he got carted off the sideline, I feared the worst, but it seems as though it's still not great, but it seems like it's going to be a week-to-week thing. It doesn't sound like we're losing him for the season. We might not have him for the Chargers this coming week, but it sounds like we're not losing him for the rest of the season, so that's a thing. And Smythe ended up getting a concussion as well. Hopefully we can see him heal up soon and come back. Also, if you watched the live stream, I mentioned that if the Dolphins wanted a receiver with a similar body type to Preston Williams, Matt Collins would be your guy, and they did end up calling his number. And they threw a touchdown to him in the red zone. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get into the film. Nice little fake there. Getting Tua on a little bootleg there. Something he's very comfortable doing. Good little blocking scheme. This is something I'd like to see us do a little bit more in the run game. See how we're just showing a little bit of misdirection? I want to see more of that. This offensive line just isn't built to power run. Just not. Decent little run here, though. How did he get free? Oh, okay. Gotcha. He wasn't blocked. But he wasn't supposed to be there. They're supposed to let him free. That's the play design. I hated this play call. I hated it. Jordan Howard is not the type of running back to do this with. If you were going to do that, you should have put somebody else in. Be it Ahmed, be it you could have put Malcolm Perry back here. Something else. Just don't do that with Jordan Howard. He's just not that type of running back. You could have put Patrick Laird back there. Jakeem Grant. Just not Howard. Not a fan of that play call at all. So. Nice little throw there. And you know what I love too? He didn't make the mistake that so many rookies make. Look at his eyes here. Look at Tua's eyes. He's looking here first. He's looking at the tight end here. And he's going to work through his progressions until he finds Preston Williams on the sideline. This will be a good view for this. He's looking at Smythe, finds his man. He didn't stare down his target. That's a mistake that a lot of rookie quarterbacks make. Tua is not that type of quarterback. He's very intelligent. And not that necessarily that quarterbacks that don't do that aren't intelligent necessarily. It's just he's got a little bit more nuance than that. His football IQ is a little higher than most rookies. Yeah, not breaking down penalties. Okay. Jordan Howard. Decent little blocking scheme. Buda Baker kind of got in the gap there. But overall, this is pretty well blocked. Not mad at that one. Not mad at this one either. Good little block from Ted here. I was really getting onto him before, and he still is very questionable in the run game. But look at this. He's going to seal up this block, and he's going to use Peters' momentum against him. Peters is trying to go this way, so he just kind of helps him keep going this way in the opposite direction where his running back's going. Now, unfortunately, just because of the blocking scheme, Smythe ended up being responsible for him, and that just didn't work out. But we still got the first down, so it's fine. Good mechanics right there. Took a second to make sure he set his feet. Again, wasn't just staring Preston Williams down. Really tight coverage, though. He did throw it where he should have. To where only Preston had the chance to get it. Yeah, this play. Tua does a very good job knowing when to scramble. And I'm not mad at this play. I think he needs to have a little bit better ball placement here. Just kind of work on that. But that's a fluke thing. I'm not really going to criticize him too much on that. But glad he didn't force this either. He thought about it. Sometimes it's better to just simply take the sack than potentially end up trying to force that and end up making a bad throw, bad decision, and end up getting picked off. Sometimes it's better to just simply take the sack. And there was a penalty anyway, but even still. That's a fantastic throw. That is a NFL level throw for sure. He threw that exactly where he needed to, right on the sideline. And this is also anticipation and trust, something that a lot of rookie quarterbacks aren't good at either. Because when he throws this ball, the ball is already out of his hand. Preston Williams is not open right now. He is not. But he knows where Preston Williams is supposed to go. He's anticipating where he's going to be. And he's trusting Preston Williams to make this catch. And even if he doesn't, because of the ball placement, it's just going to go out of bounds harmlessly. So, fantastic play. Little read option here. We'll look at this view for it. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of this. I don't want to do it too much, but I definitely would like to sprinkle that in just to kind of keep them honest and kind of keep the aggression away from the running backs a little bit. Another bootleg. Great throw on the move. Again, ball placement is really good here. He threw that kind of low, and the reason he does that is because if his man doesn't catch this, the ball just hits the ground harmlessly. And being able to do that on the move is very good. And he was also able to beat this defender here. It's a very good throw. Flag. I love this play design, by the way. Um, so you line up Jakeem Grant over in the slot, but right before a snap, you're going to bring him over. Tua is going to look his way. Now, I want to run this play multiple times throughout the season or even throughout the game. And I want him to actually throw it to Jakeem Grant and actually throw it to the running back here. Just to put that on film. So he's going to look here, then he's going to look here. But it's actually neither of these screens. There's another screen that has not been developed yet. Durham Smythe, who is making it look like he's supposed to be blocking here, comes off his block and becomes open in the middle. I love that play design. It's very creative. I want to see more of that. And those types of plays punish teams if they get over aggressive on Tua or on the run. Yeah, that was a tough one. He was already so far in the back of the end zone, and he was on the move. But he did put a little bit too much on that. If he would have brought it like here, a little closer to the sideline, that could have been a TD. But, yeah. Let's look at this. Good job from Jordan Howard here. Great block. Great blocks right here. So, yeah, we brought in an extra offensive lineman here. But first things first, Robert Hunt sets the edge right here. He's pushing 96 out the paint. 70 here is doing his job. Chandler Cox is moving up to block this linebacker. Solomon Kinley is making sure that no one from the inside is going to be able to get to him. Ted Karras is on the ground, but, you know, Ted Karras doing Ted Karras things. But really like Robert Hunt and Solomon Kinley. I think if we're trying to run the ball, I want to try to run the ball their direction a little more. At least until Austin Jackson gets back, they're definitely our best offensive lineman in my opinion. And right now with Eric Flowers and Jesse Davis on the left side, I definitely don't want to run that way too many times. Do it sometimes so it's not predictable, but that's a fantastic throw and catch. Good awareness by Preston. I believe that was either a holding or a PI call too, wasn't it? Just fantastic ball placement. Only he was going to be able to get that ball, and that was very tight coverage because I think that was a either a PI or holding call, if memory serves. Tried the same play. That was another PI call. Definitely overthrew this one. But it did kind of look like Devontae Parker slowed down because of the hold. So that has a lot to do with it too. But the safety was there that time. Oof. I don't like seeing Devontae Parker get hit like that, but let's just move on there. I don't mind this little draw here. A little delay. Ted Karras, I need you to finish. Watch Ted Karras here, your center, 67. It's a good play, but it could have been better. So Ted Karras comes over and helps Eric Flowers first, and then he's going to climb to the linebacker. But I need you to get your hands on him, man. You just kind of... You're just kind of shadow drilling him right now. You're not putting your hands on him. Your hands are still to your side. In fact, you're offering him your chest. Why are your hands down? Then he puts his hands late, but they're on the outside, like you're trying to hug him. Obviously, the linebacker beats that and ends up making the tackle. Not a fan. Couple things about this play we'll get into. I like the design. I do. Pitching to Malcolm Perry. Malcolm Perry pitches. Yeah. I like the play design. Watch Ted Karras, your center. Starts off good. Kind of gets whooped toward the end of that, though. He was fine when it was double teamed, when Eric Flowers was there helping him. But, again, he just does not handle one-on-one very well. He's okay with combo blocks. That's about it. Like I said, man, we are much better with the quick, twitchy running backs for sure. So this is a similar type of blocking scheme. Got Jesse Davis at right guard. Okay. So Karras is going to go help Eric Flowers, and then again he's going to climb up here to get the linebacker. Again, though, he just kind of shadow drills him at first, and he just kind of lazily throws his hand out there. You get up to him, keep your hands up, ready to punch, and punch him in the chest. Lock him down, finish the block, or even start the block for that matter. Good thing he's fast. It didn't matter, ultimately. It didn't matter on the play. But it's the same mistakes he keeps making. But see, this is where it does matter. Watch Jordan Howard. Ted Karras is one-on-one. Got his hands outside again. You're going to allow this guy to get a hand on Jordan Howard. Like, he doesn't end up being the one. Actually, he got free and helped make this tackle. But, I'm not a fan of Ted, man. I'm really not. Really what it is Hassan Reddick running free. That didn't help. Overall, it's just good gap integrity really by the Cardinals, but it's just Ted Karras continuously getting beat. It's kind of grinding on me. And the thing is it's causing the fan base to attack our running backs when it's not our running backs. It's not their fault. It's the run blocking. And it's not just Ted. It's not. But he's the most obvious one. Good job recognizing that he needed to get rid of this ball. Got rid of it. Not mad at that. It's a fantastic touchdown. I think that's where he hurt his foot, though. Looked like he was limping there. Okay, we ain't watching PAT. Let me see. Okay. It's the first quarter. No. Okay. Okay, my bad. Got that to... I'm actually going to go back to that play real quick. I got something to say. Let me go to this view. Watch Ted Karras here, right? With Eric Flowers. Right now, they're just rushing 4. And he can just help combo with Eric Flowers. He looks fine there. It's just when he ends up in one-on-one situations. And you can't count on the defense to only rush 4 the whole game. You're going to end up in one-on-one situations. And I don't feel comfortable with him. Tua's amazing. I love Tua. Look at this. Look at this. Great read. And the great thing, too, he's scrambling, but he keeps his eyes downfield the whole time. He's not putting his eyes down looking to run. He would have taken it if that was the only option, but he's keeping his eyes downfield. He sees Preston Williams. He sees him clear. This dude. Fantastic. Let's look at this angle so we can really see that scramble. Just making plays happen. Not a fan of him throwing across his body, but he made it work, so I'm not going to yell at him. Threw that away. Now this is a play that the commentators kind of got wrong a little bit. Like they were kind of laughing at Tua a little bit, saying, because Brian Flores was trying to say, oh, well, we had a running back here. He was throwing to him. And he ended up getting the intentional grounding call, right? But he was throwing to the running back. He just happened to hit his offensive line on the way there. But, yeah. But he was throwing it in the direction of the running back. He just got unlucky and hit Robert Hunt in the back. That's just what that was. Hang on. There you go. Let's go. Let's take that back. Okay. Let's see what happened here. It's a good blitz scheme here. Slow it down. So, what kind of happens here? We bring Smythe back over this direction. They use... It's essentially a stunt with the linebacker, but they're using this dude to bring Austin Jackson and force him toward Eric Flowers. And they're going to bring the linebacker across, and then he's going to be by himself with Patrick Laird. Smythe has a guy that he's responsible for as well. Patrick Laird can't really get that done, and Austin Jackson kind of gets his ass whooped. So if you look right here, look at 69. He's got his right hand on Austin Jackson's chest, and he's using his left hand to control the wrist. And at this point, he's got Austin Jackson beat already. Not much Tua can do. He can try to... Yeah, he really just didn't have time to do anything. Was there anything available? No, not at the time. Tua is scrambling. Knows when to slide. That's a pretty good slide at that. Looks good. Okay. Doesn't end up getting anywhere because, of course, we were... Yeah. Let's do this. And I probably will show this field goal just because of the significance of it. And I'll probably show the other really long one. Let me see his eyes here. Once again, going through his reads. Looking toward the middle of the field. Looking at the tight end right now. He's not just staring down Jakeem Grant. Then he's going to set his feet. Then once he sets his feet and he's ready to fire, that's when he looks at Jakeem Grant and he's wide open. And he hits him perfect. And let's take a... as far as Jakeem Grant goes, this is a pretty basic cover 3 look. And it's just a hole in the zone right there with that curl route. So he didn't have to do anything special. They were giving him plenty of space. So, yeah. And he's such a threat with his speed that you kind of have to respect it. If it looks like he's going deep, you kind of have to believe him. I like that he did not force this. Again, knowing to just simply take the sack. Because there was nobody open. Ryan Fitzpatrick probably would have tried to force this here. But he didn't. He held the ball, just kind of took the sack. It's not worth the possible interception. And you're not getting your receiver drilled. Good job just kind of finding Patrick Laird here. And good job from Patrick Laird just getting what he could out of that. The yards after catch was fantastic at the first down. Let's see what happened here. Gotcha. Hassan Reddick just kind of went unblocked. This isn't Austin Jackson's fault. He is supposed to go for the linebacker here. This is just kind of the read. This is sort of like a read option. I think they were hoping that Hassan Reddick would go after Tua. That's the whole read, but he ends up not falling for this and wraps up Patrick Laird. So, it is what it is. Just kind of spike that. Alright, cool. I guess this would be the best view. Jason Sanders is amazing. I ain't got nothing to break down here, necessarily. And I guess we can look at this view. All 22 is really not great for field goals. But Jason Sanders is amazing. That's why I don't usually show them. Yeah, he had nowhere to go there, unfortunately. Hassan Reddick's a monster. I think Smythe was supposed to come over here and seal this edge. Because it's clear that Solomon Kinley is supposed to go up and... Or Robert Hunt, rather, is supposed to go up and get the linebacker. Look at Robert Hunt here. Decent feet. Handled his business. Good hands. Pop. Remember what I was saying with Ted Karras earlier? Not throwing his hands out? Watch this. Let's slow this down. Right here. He's striking first. He's bringing his hands inside. This is what I talk about all the time. Get your hands inside. He kind of got a hold of his face mask, but it didn't get called, so whatever. Oh, he's really got a hold of that face mask. Let's not do that. Sorry about the plane going overhead. There's an airport near me, so. Nice little hole in the zone there. We really like getting Devontae Parker on them curl routes. Again, just nowhere to go. What happened? Ted Karras. Ted Karras overextended. He brought his head in and then, yeah. Hassan Reddick just kind of slips this block. Look at the angle he's taking. This is on Karras right here. And it looks like he is supposed to come in here and help Jesse Davis, but at some point you have to realize what's happening in front of you and take initiative and block this guy. Because Smythe is put in a really bad position where either Reddick or the guy on the edge is going to run free no matter what. Good job there. Nice little run scheme there. Little RPO. Could have been a little bit more accurate, to be honest. But then again, he was throwing it to where the defender couldn't get it, so I not really. It's pretty good, but just really good play from the defense, really. And what happened there? Why did he run free? Jesse Davis, man. Why? This dude is double blocked. Why are you going over to help against him? If anything, go over and help Robert Hunt. Sorry if that was loud on the mic. What happened there? Patrick Laird or Chandler Cox ended up having to block that dude. Yeah, Chandler Cox isn't blocking Hassan Reddick. That's just not happening. Hassan Reddick's playing out of his mind this year now that they actually got him playing the right position. Who would have thought? That just goes to show you, sometimes when players end up being a bust, particularly defensive players, sometimes they're not really a bust because of their talent. Sometimes the wrong team drafted them and they just don't know how to use them. Like, my man's in Green Bay, Rashawn Gary, he's being looked at as a bust right now because they got him playing edge rusher in a 3-4. Or at least they did. I haven't watched the film on what they're doing with him now. But that dude is a 3-tech to me. Like, he's an undersized 3-tech. Just put him in B-gap and let him go. But they had him playing outside edge rusher. Like, and that's kind of what happened with Hassan Reddick. Like, when they drafted him in college, he was a clear edge rusher with his hand in the dirt. And they moved him to inside linebacker. And he was a bottom of the depth chart guy so many times because of that. Now they actually got him playing the position he was supposed to play. He's actually taken off. Sometimes it's not the player. Sometimes teams are just retarded. It's a great throw. It's a great throw. He did kind of stare him down a little bit. Let's not do that. But he's been doing good about that for the most part, so. Let's not let that slip. Why did he get free? Gotcha. Okay. So, this is just good gap integrity here. Jesse Davis was put in a bad spot. He comes and helps Ted Karras over here, kind of chips him, and then he climbs up. And he's stuck in a situation where he's got to block one of these running backs. One of these linebackers. And the other's going to kind of run free. In this case, well, not really with Jordan Howard. If this was a more twitchy back, whether it be Breida, Gaskin, Ahmed, I would almost rather you just kind of stop right here-ish and just kind of stay in the way of these two and just let them bounce to the right side. But with Jordan Howard out there, it just doesn't work. He's a power back. Like I said, we're just not designed to run with power. We're just not. Our offensive line isn't. But great crossing route to beat man coverage, even though that was on Patrick Peterson. Great catch from Devontae Parker. Very accurate ball from Tua. Just great play as a whole. Tua is so nasty. Look at this. Sorry about the background noise. Ugh. Tua is so nasty. And that was Buda Baker. Buda Baker kind of looked a little lazy there, I'm not going to lie. But, don't know about that play design. Because I'm pretty sure he was... Yeah, that was an RPO. I don't know about that play design. What was the blocks looking like? Yeah, blocks really weren't there either. It might have been a better job to hand. And Hassan Reddick was going to blow that up. Yeah. Not sure about that play call. Oof. That was a dart. That's such an accurate ball. And that wasn't the best position to be throwing from either. Kind of threw that from an awkward spot with pressure coming at his back. Still really accurate. I love how consistent he is at setting his feet in the pocket. That's something that not every rookie does. Good read. Just found a hole in the zone. Good decision. I love this play. You know what I thought when I seen this happen live? You know the whole Terrell Owens interview? That's my quarterback. That's what I was thinking. I felt like T.O. when I watched this play happen. Look at this. Austin Jackson almost tackled him himself. Doesn't matter. They kind of had 12 men out there counting Austin Jackson there. It didn't matter. Tua was there for us. And then I called that in the live stream if you wanted a big-bodied target. Because I knew Devontae Parker was going to be shadowed by Patrick Peterson. But if you wanted another big-body target, that, yeah. This would be your guy if Preston Williams couldn't go. And, yeah. Nice little goal line fade to him. Hasn't really had the opportunity to play too much for us, but he was able to make a play when his number was called, so yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate you, Mac Hollins. Oof. That's a fantastic throw again. Great. That's actually a pretty good route, too. Especially from a tight end. Do that exactly where he needed it. Yeah, he kind of threw that one away. Wasn't really... Could have maybe had him if he would have had time to work through his progression, but he was being pressured. Again, didn't force it. He could have tried to force it over the middle, but it could have got batted, so he just threw it away. Pocket was closing. Didn't want to risk it. I love how careful he is. He's not going to put you in too many bad positions. If he throws picks, it's going to be because he missed. And no matter how accurate you are going to miss sometimes. It's just kind of is how humans are. Okay, this is a little bit better of an angle. We'll show this. By the way, we need to re-sign him next year. I think his contract expires after next season. We need to keep Jason Sanders on this team. I do not want him walking. Finding consistent kickers that you can trust is not a very common thing. So, that's a great run, by the way. Here we go. At least for us it is. Pretty good block in there. Ted didn't die in one-on-one. So, thumbs up on that. Good job for not dying. Ted did Ted things. Yeah, he kind of you got to finish, man. You got to finish the block. You started off good. You kind of had your arms wrapped around him in a bear hug. I don't know about that. I need your hands inside a little bit more consistently. Not more consistently. You haven't done it at all. And Buda Baker doing Buda Baker things. And then, yeah, the little QB sneak. And I ain't going to watch these two kneels. So, yeah. That was a really good game. This should come out tomorrow sometime. And I'll get working on the others probably tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. It's already almost 10 o'clock. I'm probably going to watch the rest of this Jets game. Jets are up. Holy shit. I got it on to my left. Hopefully the Jets actually do win this game. I kind of want them to catch up with the Texans a little bit and help push that pick down for us. And also, Patriots are a little bit closer to us in the division. I wouldn't mind them having another loss on their record. So, yeah. Things are looking up, for sure. Great game from our offense. Tua is that dude. Like, oh my God. But, yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.